So for 10 weeks, I didn't really have to figure out where I was going with the messages because it was all in Esther. And there were 10 chapters, so I just kept going. And then suddenly, I realized I don't have any more to do in Esther. So I had to work a little bit. And I went back to a sermon that I first preached back on January the 8th of 1995. And I don't know how good the sermon is, but I love the title. Spies, Lies, and Alibies. I just love the title of it. I don't know what struck me when I created it, but I preached it 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 times. It was the first sermon I preached when I went to North Rod. It was my trial sermon. And it was the last sermon I preached at North Rod. My wife was going, I don't remember it either time. In Numbers chapter 13, we find the text for this morning. I'm going to read verses 1, 2, and 3, and 17 through 21, and 25 through 33. And I realized when I got up here, I normally print it out. If you can see that, it's in 20 font, so I can see it. I didn't print it out. So I want to read it from 2 font. That's not blue font, but that's very small font. So we're going to see what happens. Numbers chapter 13, beginning in verse 1. The Lord said to Moses, send men to spy out the land of Canaan, which I give to the people of Israel. From each tribe of their father shall you send a man, every one a leader among them. So Moses sent them from the wilderness of Paran, according to the command of the Lord, all of them men who were heads of the people of Israel. And then jumping down to verse 17. Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan and said to them, go up to the Negev yonder, and go up into the hill country and see what the land is, whether the people who dwell in it are strong or weak, whether they are few or many, and whether the land that they dwell in is good or bad, and whether the cities that they dwell in are camps or strongholds, and whether the land is rich or poor, and whether there is wood in it or not. Be of good courage, and bring some of the fruit of the land. Now the time was the season of the first ripe grapes. So they went up and spied out the land. Then it names the various places they went. And then jump down to verse 25. At the end of 40 days, they returned from spying out the land, and they came to Moses and Aaron, and to all the congregation of the people of Israel in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh. And they brought back word to them and to all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land. Verse 27, and they told him, we came to the land to which you sent us. It flows with milk and honey, and this is the fruit. Show and tell time. Yet the people who dwell in the land are strong, and the cities are fortified and very large. And besides, we saw the descendants of Anak there. The Amalekites dwelt in the land of the Negev, the Hittites, the Jebusites, and the Amorites dwell in the hill country, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and along the Jordan. But Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and occupy it, for we are well able to overcome it. Then the men who had gone up with him said, we are not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. So they brought to the people of Israel an evil report of the land which they had spied out, saying, the land through which we have gone to spy it out is a land that devours the inhabitants, and all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature. And there we saw the Nephilim, the sons of Anak, who came from Nephilim. And we seemed to ourselves like grasshoppers. And so we seemed to them. Spies, lies, vampires. So how does the world spell success? For some it's spelled, this is your test now. For some it's spelled F-A-M-E. Fame. For some it's spelled F-O-R-T-U-N-E. Fortune. For some it's spelled F-U-T-U-R-E. Future. Or, did you make a mistake, Maria? And for some it's spelled F-A-V-O-R, favor. That's what the politicians are all looking for right now. It's a gamble in this world as to what success truly means. This is not in my original sermon, but my wife helped me last night. How many of you watched with any interest at all the lottery recently? It's now grown to $1 billion. 1 point something billion dollars. 1.6. Do you know if you started counting right now by one, you will not get to $1 billion in your lifetime? Okay? That's a pretty big sum of money. And people out there spending money on it. What are the odds of winning the lottery? 1 in 300 plus million. All right? 1 out of 300 plus million of winning the lottery. What are the chances of getting struck by lightning in your lifetime? 1 in 700,000. You're more likely to get struck by lightning than you are to win the lottery. And people pay money for the lottery. Now, I'm not condemning if you do that, as long as you realize you're not going to win. Right? 1 in 3,000 will be struck by lightning. No, 1 in 700,000 is in 1 year. 1 in 3,000 in your lifetime being struck by lightning. So it's getting greater to get struck by lightning. 1 out of 11.5 million people will get bit by a shark. 1 out of 67 will have twins. Success. Does it come from the lottery? No. Chichi Rodriguez said, if you remember Chai Roger, please. Chichi Rodriguez said, when a lightning storm comes and you're out playing golf, hold up your 2-iron, because not even God can hit that. The odds of getting struck by lightning are far greater than most anything except having twins. But it doesn't bring success. So how does God spell success? Well, you already have the answer on your sheet, don't you? God spells it F-A-I-T-H, F-U-L, and that spells faithful. God spells success through our faithfulness. The faithful child of God is the one who's successful in their labors for Him. It's not the size of our bank account. It's not the notoriety of your name. Not even the good that we may do that spells success in life. For success depends not upon our wealth or our status, but upon our faithfulness to the will of God. Today I want to speak about our faithfulness, the faithfulness that God calls for us as Christians to have, to possess. And I want to use 3 words, and I'll get to them in a minute. I'll share them and I'll go back to them, so you don't have to worry about writing them down. Oh, wait, Jackie already took care of it. Three words: promised, paralyzed, and petrified. I hope that whet your appetite enough that you'll stay awake for the next few minutes, okay? Each of those three words will have significance as we dig into the 13th chapter of the book of Numbers, as we study the account of the spies that were sent into the land of Canaan by Moses. This is the struggle, and you might want to write this down. This is the struggle between fear and faith. I've been in both places. I know what fear really is. And I've also seen great faith. This is the struggle between fear and faith as it relates to having vision. The vision of our heart and our soul, which correlates to passion for the cause of Jesus Christ. I want to try to paint you a word picture, if I could, of Numbers 13. Kind of give you the overview. I've read it. Now let me kind of give it to you. The Old Testament book of Numbers begins in the wilderness of Sinai in the second year after the Israelites had gone out of Egypt, where they had been held as slaves in captivity by the Egyptians for so many years, generations. They were slaves, and Moses had led them out. 1 month has passed since the erection of the tabernacle that is you can read about in the last chapter of the book of Exodus. This book covers a period of some 38 years, ending with the Hebrew children wandering in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho. They're waiting to enter the promised land, but they're unsure how to do it. They're waiting to enter the promised land, but they're timid about stepping out and doing it. The first 10 chapters of Numbers are concerned with the organization of the people prior to leaving Sinai. Okay, let me tell you what I think this means. They were having committee meetings. I learned at Campbell College, now University in North Carolina, that the camel was created in a committee meeting. And I can believe that. So they were figuring out how to do what had already been told for them to do. The last part of chapter 10 and chapters 11 and 12 are concerned with Israel on the march from Sinai to Paran. Chapters 13 through 21 in Numbers record the murmurings of the Israelites in the wilderness of Paran, which indicates to me that they were Baptists. The murmurings. It was during this time that we find our account recorded for us today. God Almighty has spoken to his servant Moses, not once but numerous times, called him out of the backside of the desert to lead the children of Israel out of captivity. And now he's speaking to Moses, and he says, here's what I want you to do. I want you to send out spies to go into the land of Canaan, search it out. I'm giving it to you. I want you to choose 12 men, one from each of the 12 tribes, a representative that is a leader among the people, not just an anybody, but someone who has leadership characteristics. These 12 men were then instructed by Moses to bring back a report of the land. And as part of this report, they were to find out certain things about the inhabitants of the land that they were going into. Are they strong? Are they numerous? Are they weak? Are they few? Come back and tell us what it's like. And so the spies crossed over into enemy territory, and they searched the entire countryside, from the valleys to the mountains, through the deserts, everywhere. 40 days, they're searching it out. The report that they want to bring back about the land is a glowing report. The fruit, they said, is equal to that which would be found in the beautiful mountains of Virginia. If there was a Virginia at that time. It's great. Everything about what we found is fantastic. It was like going into Costco and seeing all this array of food. I mean, it's just abundant. Hey, listen, they said, this land flows with milk and honey. These were foods that would make a land most desirable in the eyes of people who've been traveling in the wilderness for quite some time. For 40 days, the spies wandered throughout all the land of Canaan. The inhabitants of Canaan were a mixed population, and so it was easy for the spies to mix in with them, and relatively safe for them to come and go most anywhere. Indeed, some of the inhabitants of the land may have been their very relatives. After all, they were all sort of related. The Israelites were not used to war, so they were not great warriors. They were poorly equipped, most likely. They perhaps were overwhelmed with the fortifications that they saw in Canaan, the troops that they saw there. Among the people of Canaan were the descendants of Anak, a term which may refer to those who were professional soldiers of the corps of Anak. They were probably the elite soldiers of the day. At the appointed time, the 12 spies, having gone throughout the land and seen what they have seen, returned back to Moses and to their fellow Israelites, and they began giving their report. They probably had their iPad, and they were taking it right off that and just reading what they discovered. When the reports were given, there was a difference of understanding and in their presentation. When I was in early college days, I took a class in criminal justice. It was taught by a police captain on the Tampa Police Force who went on to become the chief of police. And in the course of the course, he had someone come into the room. It was one of those break into the room. He did something, I can't remember what, and then fled out to the side door. And then he asked a class of some 30 or so people, describe what you saw. We all saw the same thing. And the description that we gave was like this. He was 5'6" to 6'2", 140 pounds to 240 pounds. He was a black male, female, wearing blue jeans that were red, green, white, or yellow. I mean, every imaginable thing. We all had different opinions of what we saw. When he came to that kid, we very few was right. The Israelites went in and they saw the same thing, but their hearts were overwhelmed by their fears. And so the reports varied. Two of the spies, Caleb and Joshua, brought back positive, optimistic, and yet realistic reports of what they saw. The other 10 spies brought back a negative, even fatalistic, and unrealistic report and shared that with Moses and the people. so we have the account. There's the setting. There's what's going on. Now I want to go back to the three words that I mentioned, and I want to talk a little bit about them. Remember the words? They were promised, paralyzed, and petrified. And like I said, I just love the title, maybe the best thing about it. Spies, Lies, and Alibies. That's exactly what we find recorded for us in our text. This is the story of the spies, and their lies, and their alibis, and the punishment that's heaped upon the people of God, by God, because of their lack of faith and their lack of obedience to Him. And I'm afraid that's the story of too many in our world today. I want you to think about that as we go on with the story. Let's look first at the word promise. I am a promise. I am a possibility. Remember that song from yesteryear? I am a promise. With a capital P. I am a great big bundle of potentiality. Well, God made a promise. Does it get any better than that? God made a promise. Simply stated, the promise from Almighty God that's recorded for us in chapter 13, the first verse of chapter 13, is this. God says to Moses, send men to spy out the promise of the land of Canaan. Listen, here's the promise, which I give to you. I give to the people of Israel. That's God's promise. This is my gift to you. God has promised the land of Canaan as a gift. He doesn't tell them to go in and fight for the land, does he? They're not told to go in and buy the land. They don't have to negotiate. They're not expected to do anything except check it out and then go in and occupy the land. Pretty simple, isn't it? Maybe we can't handle simple. It is by faith that we are saved, and yet there's 1,001 ways man has come up with to earn goodness and to earn salvation, and they're all wrong. All they had to do was be obedient. When God gives directions, He usually does so in such a simple way that even I can get it. Even I can understand. The problem comes when we try to make more of what He says than what He says. There are two descriptions from the mission of the spies that are significant for us to know. First, we see that Moses repeatedly states that the spies are to investigate the land which the Lord is going to give them. Verse 2 of chapter 13, the land which I give to the people. 14:16, the land which He swore to give to them. 14:23, the land I swore to give to their fathers. 14:30, the land I swore I would make you dwell. 14:40, we will go up to the place which the Lord has promised. You kind of get the idea? God made a promise and He says it's yours. Notice the description that comes back now from the spies. Verse 27. They said, we came to the land to which you sent us. The promise of God was a land filled with abundance. And that's exactly what they found. A land that God promised was theirs simply for the taking. Faith alone was required to possess the land. But alas, their faith was too small to accept such a great promise from God. And that leads us to our second word. They were paralyzed. The first portion of the report of the 10 spies was accurate and factual. 13:27, they give visible evidence of how wonderful it is. Look, I used to love show and tell when I was in early elementary school grades. I was always, believe it or not, really shy, but I loved show and tell. Because you could take something and show it and be able to talk a little bit about it. And here come the spies, and they're bringing back big clusters of grapes, pomegranates, oranges, mangoes, I don't know, whatever fruit. They're bringing back all this luscious stuff. Look at how plentiful. Look at how luscious it is, they're saying. What a marvelous place is this Canaan. This was a place that anyone in their right senses would love to own, would love to possess. This, I think they were saying, this was a dreamland of everything good and tasty. But the report was spiced not only with truth, but with their own preconceived fears, which became lies as well. Beginning in verse 28, the lies unfold. The people who dwell in the land are strong and mighty warriors. Their cities are heavily fortified. Oh my, oh my, oh my. No one has ever seen such huge walls. And there are giants there. Fierce, flesh-eating giants. Oh my. It was scary. It was so big and we were so small. But we felt like grasshoppers. Those spies were literally paralyzed with fear. Have you ever been there? Their tale of woe was so convincing and brought trouble and fear throughout all of Israel. Trouble that was going to last them for 40 years. The whole nation was paralyzed with fear. When fear sets in, it spreads like wildfire. When the Israelites heard such a frightening report, they began to shudder and tremble, and they knew that they certainly couldn't possess such a horrifying land as Canaan. Let me tell you a story. 2 doors down from the Wilson's Mills Baptist Church in Johnson County, North Carolina, where I was privileged to pastor for 3.5 years. There was a house that had been occupied by a family who came into the church and got active. The owner of the home, the husband of the home, felt he needed to go back to Louisiana because his mother was alone, and he felt like he needed to take his family, go down and minister to his mother. So he painted up the house, they sold it, they moved to Louisiana. A new family came in. They were foreigners. They had a German mom, 3 kids, and a retired military dad. And the word was, she was part Nazi, part NFL linebacker, part prison guard. Don't go to the home. Their kids started coming to church. I mean, just 2 doors down. And 2 of the ladies from the church upon themselves to go and make a visit. They met at the church, and they were going to walk the, 200 feet to the house. They had prayer, and the whole way there, they prayed. Greater is he that is in me. Greater is he that is in me. Greater is he that is in me than she that is within that home. With fear and trembling, they knocked on the door, and they were greeted by Molly, the mom, about yay big, who invited them in. And they had the nicest visit. Molly and Jesse, her husband, and 3 children all came into the church. And it was a Sunday not long afterwards I got to baptize them all. A year or so ago, Carol, the oldest, who was in the youth group when I was there, called and said, Daddy, it's just died. Would you come down and do the funeral? And I did. Had 2 ladies not ventured into the unknown and remained paralyzed with fear like the rest of us, we could have lost out on a great mission opportunity. They stood frozen in their tracks. They were paralyzed into forfeiting the reality that if God be for us, then who can be against us? Those people were paralyzed with fear. So paralyzed that they missed the promise of God. Caleb, on the other hand, said, okay, the truth is, it's an awesome place, but we can do it. God will provide. He's promised. Let's go out. Let's take the land. Let's do it. God said it was ours. Let's take the land. But the people remained paralyzed with fear. They could not, they would not, they did not hear the word and the truth of God's blessed promise because they were overwhelmed by their own humanity and the negative words of those fearful spies. What does God see in us? What's found in our vision for him? What are we going to do now that we've gotten a negative report? Are we going to be paralyzed by our fears? Or will we be energized by his promise? If God is for us, no one, nothing, no power can stand against us. Amen? No one, absolutely no one can stand against God. So what about your fears? Is that fear that possesses you making the walls too high for you to possess the land and believe that God's promise is real? Are there people too big, the land so vast that you can't see your way clear to live your faith outside these walls? Perhaps there's a fear of addiction, old habits in your life, things that make your circumstances more difficult than you'd like them to be. Will you remain paralyzed by your inability, your unwillingness to accept God's promise and his truth that I will go with you? Sometimes we see giants in our pathway that were created only in our own minds and heart. Think about many families. We're afraid of our own families sometimes. Great challenges are there in the world in which we live today. Listen, here's some of the things I've heard. There are giants living in my home. They're called teenagers. And we're afraid of them. I want to be my kids' best friends. That's not what God calls you to be, is it? Be a parent. Be a grandparent. They find plenty of friends. They need leadership. Look how high they pile their laundry. Listen to their language. I don't understand their thoughts. Look at their actions. I'm afraid it's better to leave them alone than take the chance of angering them. And we're paralyzed. And we miss out on the opportunity to do what God has called us to do. Which leads me to the final word. Petrified. Petrified. I think that's pretty much what happened. In Numbers chapter 14, verse 32, it says, "As for you, your dead bodies shall fall in the wilderness." Not words that the Israelites wanted to hear from God, but because of their fear, they did not possess the land, and God says, this generation will pass. And as I see death, I've watched a lot of NCIS now. I know what death is. As I see death, it's pretty much still life. It's petrified. It's not moving forward. You continue reading down into verse 33, it says, "And your children shall be shepherds in the wilderness for 40 years, and shall suffer for your faithlessness into the last of your dead bodies lies in the wilderness." Ouch. God said, not only will you perish, but your children as well. Ouch. Your children will suffer as well. The consequences of doubting God is suffering. I think the key word for us today is the one that I began with, and that's the word faithful. Faithful. How faithful are we in obeying the will of God? Go to any store that sells lottery tickets, and you're going to see a line of people over the next couple of weeks buying the impossible dream. Right? Am I right? But God says, here's my promise to you. I'll go with you. I didn't say I'll go with you to buy a lottery ticket. But he says, I'll go with you into the highways and the byways. I'll go with you. I'll give you the words you need. I'll give you the strength you need. Moses learned, and the children, I think, learned that they could not outmaneuver God. Had they simply been faithful to the call of God, they could have possessed the land. And they declared their faith. They could have been in 40 years earlier. And what a difference it might have made. But then again, if they had, I wouldn't have a message to preach this morning. There's somebody almost within sight of this church that is in jeopardy of eternity away from God in a place called hell. And they might be waiting for this church to shine the light into their darkness. There's somebody that's walking through a tough time in this world, and they need someone simply to come along beside them. They may be battling physical ailment, emotional instability, or any number of things. If God has called us, should we not be faithful to that call? says, count the cost of disobedience. Is it worth the life of that neighbor or that child? I learned this week that one of the young people in the church that had wanted to make a profession of faith and be baptized years ago made a profession of faith at Eagle Larry. He wanted to make that profession of faith many years earlier, but his parents said, not until you can behave yourself. And all I could think of was, oh my God, you're equating behavior with the gift of salvation. You will never be good enough for God. You will never be good enough to get into heaven. You and I will never, ever earn our way into the good graces of God. But because of His grace and His mercy, we're given the opportunity to go into the land of Canaan and possess it. And so now in 4 Mile Creek, it's time to rededicate ourselves, to go back with great vigor, to seek out through prayer and whatever means that one that God has called for a time such as this. Will you do it? We stand together, we sing Just As I Am. This is the time you can unite with this church, a time to rededicate your life to Christ, a time to come and have a word of prayer. Maybe you just need to grab somebody, family member, somebody on the committee and say, I want to pray for you, your new task. Whatever it is, we stand together, we sing Just As I Am.